we've been doing videos straight for about an hour, and we got another 30 minutes. Are you okay?
Why do you hit me between takes?
Because you fuck up. You gotta be punished for how you act. You put fucking Star Wars in the worst of 2015. I had to beat the shit out of you for it. Right now, we're doing top 10 most anticipated of 2016. Here we go. We're doing 2016. Stop it. All right, drop the act. We're in 2016 already. Gladly, the only thing that's came out so far is stuff that's from 2015 that we haven't got to see in wide release yet, or Michael Bay movie. So here we go. That's not going to make any of our lists. We could do our lists. A lot of these don't have trailers. Some of them do have trailers. So some things I'm more anticipated than from others because I've got more from them.
Yeah.
My name's Mark. This is Billy.
I'm Billy.
Welcome on Professional Movie Reviews. We're doing lists today, and we already did our top 5 best of 2015, our top 5 worst of 2015. Those should be uploaded already. If you haven't watched them, you should totally check them out. And this is going to be the Mac Daddy top 10, not 5, 10 most anticipated of 2016. I spent like 2 hours on this list at work.
I spent like 20 minutes on mine.
Oh, man, this was a really, really hard list, and I have a dozen honorable mentions.
Before we get on to this, like and subscribe on the Twitters, the Facebooks, and the YouTubes. Give us comments. Tell us how you like our shirts, our faces, our haircuts. Tell us what you thought of maybe another review, but preferably on that review.
Let us know if there's any movies you want to watch.
Suggestions, please. We're open.
We will do classic movies. Any movie you want us to review, we'll do it. Yeah. If you were like, hey, this movie that came out in 1991 that's really good, you guys should review it. Sure, I love to review Goodfellas.
Now, we did do a review, or a most anticipated this year, didn't we?
For 2015,
yeah,
yes.
And how close were yours, would you say?
I put Revenant at my 3. I put Star Wars at my 1, which was pretty close.
Jurassic World was high on mine, too.
Both of our number 2 was Age of Ultron.
Yep.
Vacation was number 5. We had Chappie was on your list. Yeah. Terminator Genisys was on your list. No, we did really bad, actually.
No.
Pretty much our top 3 we did really well with Ant-Man and...
Oh, yeah. Ant-Man, did that make either of our best?
It did make either of our best, but it was still a good movie.
Yeah.
I liked Ant-Man a lot.
It was good.
Okay. Let's rock out some honorable mentions. I guess, actually, let's do honorable mentions last, because I'm not sure what or what we didn't do.
Yeah.
So, I'm down to start with 10.
Alright, you go first.
Okay. Doing number 10. And because the trailer was so amazing, my number 10 most anticipated movie of 2016 is The Secret Life of Pets.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for this movie. I am. Great voice talent.
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K. as the dog.
Eric Stone Street.
In this trailer that is going around is... I wish we did a review of the trailer. Their trailer's so good. And... They're done. Like, there's so many good moments.
Head thrashing. This is
jump, poga, and it moves down as it gets more heavy. This trailer looked great, and it goes from the
There's a new trailer,
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, the new trailer.
I didn't want it to affect my list.
It focuses more on Kevin Hart as the bunny.
Oh, I didn't even know Kevin Hart was in it.
Yeah.
Huge voice talents. The wiener dog with the mixer.
Yeah.
So, because I have 5 cats, yes, that's not a joke. Is one of them in here?
No.
Because I have 5 cats, and I love pets, in this trailer, knocked it out of the park. Because of the marketing campaign, this had to make my list. And there's a lot of movies that didn't make my list. This is a really hard list. Go. 10.
My number 10 is The Free State of Mr. Jones, I believe is what it's called. Or Free State of Jones. It's Matthew McConaughey is a man torn between 2 worlds in a southern state, married to a former slave at the outbreak of the Civil War.
Wow, that sounds really good. I didn't even hear about that.
And a lot of people don't like Matthew McConaughey, but
I love Matthew McConaughey.
I think in the right vehicles, he has the chance to do really good work.
And he has.
Reign of Fire I love it. I love Reign of Fire.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It's a shitty movie.
Nah, it is. We
Because-
have to dig!
Because it's a bad vehicle. But Matthew McConaughey is the best part of that fucking movie.
If you're still on the fence of Matthew McConaughey, go back to 2014 and watch a couple movies. That was his year. That was his amazing year. He won Best Actor, and he deserved it with Dallas Buyers Club. Watch Mud. If you haven't seen Mud, I love Mud, and that is Matthew McConaughey at his finest. And what you're talking about right now, that sounds awesome. I haven't even heard about it. I'm really excited.
Yeah, check it out on IMDb. There's no trailer or anything yet, I don't think, but I read the synopsis and thought it sounded great. Enough for a 10 spot.
God, 2016 is a stacked year. This actually was a really, really, really hard list, and I'm going to have a lot to talk about after our list, because there's a lot that didn't make it. Number 9. Go ahead.
Number 10, Cloverfield Lane.
Okay.
The trailer's
That's
for
a movie?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was a TV show. I didn't actually watch anything about it.
It's a movie. John Goodman's in it.
And it's Abrams, right?
Yeah. And it's supposed to be a companion piece to the movie Cloverfield. I assume. The trailers for it, I had heard nothing about this movie. It was a secret project.
It was a secret
project.
And
then they released a trailer, and every second of the trailer, I'm on the edge of my seat like, oh my god, what is this? It looks fantastic.
All right, if I would have watched it, you think it would be on my list?
Maybe, yeah. I
think
so.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I heard it was like this secret Abrams project. I'm like, where the fuck did he make this?
How does he have time?
He just made Star Wars!
Wasn't he an executive producer on the Star Trek movie too?
Yes!
God.
Yeah, that guy doesn't sleep, man. Say what you want about his work. That is a fucking impressively busy man.
J.J. Abrams is the hardest working man in Hollywood right now.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
He rocks out okay things. My number 9 is first of many comic book movies on my list, Suicide Squad. Yes, I put Suicide Squad on my list. Why? To not piss off the DC guys, because I got a lot of Marvel on my list. Do you not want to talk about it, or is it coming up on your list?
It's not coming up on my list, and I'm cringing because I think it looks so stupid.
I love the Leto Joker. I'm sorry, but a lot of the things that people hate about that Joker is what makes me like him. And this is a weird thing. I'm a comic book guy, and I like multiple iterations of my characters. That's why I like Marvel and DC, and that's something DC's good at. DC has 1,000 Jokers, and I want to see more than 2 of them. I want a third one, and I want to see a new one.
Now, that being said, the costume and character designs for Joker and Harley look like they were written by a freshman in college in theater costume design. It's like Into the Woods. Into the Woods, which should have been on my biggest disappointments list.
But it was last year. It was 2 years ago.
Right. But it was... There's the Johnny Depp anthropomorphized Zoot Suit Wolf. Same thing. It's like I'm gonna make a steampunk Alice in Wonderland. I'm so creative. It's like that. I'm gonna take something like a punky teeny bopper and make her Harley Quinn.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes and no on you. Yes, I understand what you're saying.
You're welcome to your opinion.
Yeah, but there has been that Harley Quinn before. That Harley Quinn has existed before this.
They didn't need that iteration for this movie.
Okay, all right. Okay, either way, you're looking at an ensemble piece. Take away the Joker and Harley Quinn. You're looking at an ensemble piece that are mostly B-list villains of DC, and guess what? As a play, Deadshot looks really great. Killer Croc looks awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Killer Croc looks great.
I'll give you both.
And as a play, as a move from DC, going, let's set up a shit ton of villains. I thought this was a good idea.
Like an exact opposite of an Avengers movie.
Yeah, let's make our villain rogue gallery, and let's get it out relatively early in our cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I think that's a genius idea. They should have just made
That's
Hush. Fair. I mean, they should have just made Hush. I mean, that's the same thing. But whatever. Let's get a superhero gang out. I'm excited for this movie. And, so that was my 9. And your 9. Or did we already do
we did my 9.
Oh, cool. We've been doing this for a lot of hours today. And number 8, and this is me, and I'm going to go with the all-female Ghostbusters. Is this another, I can't believe you're bringing it up?
No.
Okay, good. Kristen Wiig, I think, is one of the best female... Actually, fuck it. One of the best comedic working actresses right now who can do a lot of non-comedic shit, and I think she's a force. I'm not going to say the same thing about McCarthy, although she is good. I think she's really funny, and I do like the idea, and I like the other two they got, these other SNL alumni.
And
yeah. I can't remember the other girl's name.
Leslie...
So it's Leslie something.
Leslie Jones?
Leslie Jones?
Yeah.
Either way, I like them on SNL, and I just really, I want to see this. I just do. And a lot of people are like, can't believe they're all doing it female. It seems really forced. It seems really forced, sure. But I can't wait to see what they do with it.
See, the reason why it didn't make my list is because of the people on either side of that camp.
Stay off the internet.
Stop talking about it.
Yeah, stay off the internet.
Stop talking about it.
It's whether or not this is going to be a good or bad movie, it doesn't matter to these people who just want to talk about it.
Right. Well, there are people that are talking about it just like they did with Star Wars. I'm bringing it up again. Who, regardless of how it turned out, we're going to prop it up because of what it represented.
Or we're going to hate it. We're going to hate it no matter what. And that's another thing.
Let it come out.
Yeah.
Then make your decision.
Yes.
Don't prop it up as an issue and make it a social thing when it's not even out yet. We haven't seen it.
I'm excited for this Ghostbusters because of the talent involved with both directing and everything. And I'm also really excited because I love Ghostbusters. And I want to see another... People hate reboots and remakes. I'm not one of those people because... I want to see another idea. I want to see somebody with a creative, beautiful mind take something I already love and put a twist on it. I can't wait.
Ghostbusters is fantastic. And yes, we know girls are funny. We know this. Nobody is saying they aren't. And the people that are, nobody listens to them.
Fuck them.
But when you treat it like if it sucks, we're not going to be allowed to talk about it, you remove my want to see the movie. Because now if it's not amazing... I'm not going to be able to say that.
No matter what, when that movie
all.
comes out, me and Billy will do a review, and we're going to do it non-biasedly. We're going to do it. If it's a good movie, we'll say good things about it.
Sure.
If it's a good movie with flaws like Star Wars, we'll say good and flaws about it. And if it's a bad movie, we're going to fucking destroy it, just like what we did Chappie.
Well, maybe by then, the internet will have reached a place where we can talk about shit candidly without being
Nope.
Fuck.
All right, moving on to your 8.
My 8 is Zoolander 2.
Zoolander 2? Really?
Zoolander 2 is
awesome.
Yep.
Cool. That's coming out soon, too, right?
Big fan of the original. I've seen it a billion times. Watched it. Got it on VHS tape when it came out.
Nice.
And, big movie, big excitement. Maybe this will be a non-Meet the Parents movie that we can actually enjoy Ben Stiller in. Because he's been...
I showed up late to the Zoolander train. I actually didn't watch it until multiple years after it came out.
Okay.
And it is funny, and there are definitely moments that I wish I watched it in a time when I could quote it. Because, everyone already was done talking about it, and I'm like, can I make I got the black lung pop joke right now? But everyone else already saw it 5 years before that, so I was like, I got the black lung, and they're like, shut up, Zoolander, that was 5 years ago. So, I'm excited for it. What I didn't like about the marketing campaign was that it seemed like they're playing up how Derek is a giant idiot, and that isn't how I took his character in Zoolander. He said stupid things, but it's because he was smart in his little world, and he doesn't understand anything out of the fashion world. It wasn't that he was an idiot.
Yeah.
It was that he was sheltered in this world of fashion. And I loved that. That was awesome.
That's a very astute observation.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so a lot of they're just making him look, this looks like Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
A lot of the trailers. I hope they don't do that. I hope. I want it to be good, and I respect you putting it on the list, you idiot. Are we on 7?
8. You haven't given your... No, yeah, we're on my 7. Right, yeah.
Yeah, so number 7. Did you want anything else to say about Zoolander 2?
No, that's all I wanted to say.
Done! 7!
My 7 is XMen Apocalypse.
Nice!
Yeah, I've seen the little bits and pieces about it, and it's an X-Men movie. Enough said for me, really. That's it.
What did you think of Days of Future Past?
Days of Future I really liked it. A lot of people were throwing a bitch fit about the fact that it wasn't Kitty Pryde that got sent back.
Yes, Kitty Pryde gets sent back in the comics.
Right. But the reason that I think that was justified is because Hugh Jackman is a bigger star, and people would more likely pay to see Hugh Jackman.
The movie versions of these characters this movie Wolverine is a more interesting character, and I'd rather watch him than the movie Kitty Pryde.
Right.
Which I think is a bastardization of one of my favorite comic book characters of all time, because I absolutely love Kitty Pryde, and I think these movies need to stop.
And I like Ellen Page.
But that's me. I love Ellen Page. Well, it's Super.
Yeah, Super.
Super.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Fucking
one of
love
the
that
best roles.
Ah.
But now, the reason why this isn't on my list, I love X-Men. I really do. I love the characters of the comics so much that even though I know I need to look at these movies non-biasedly, it's really hard for me to do.
Yeah.
It is, because it's a large, like, the comics. I read comics every week. That's a really big part of my life. So then when these movies come out, like Days of Future Past, I will recognize. It's a great movie. It's a really good movie. But I can't look past them taking characters that I care a lot about and then just not using their backstories.
Right.
In that, it's a big thing that Fox does, and they've been doing it since the beginning of X-Men. And it just kind of kills me inside.
Well, you see, the reason it doesn't do that for me is because the baseline for me is set at X-Men Origins Wolverine.
That's a bad movie.
Baseline.
That's a bad movie.
That's my baseline.
And as long as
that's my 0 point. Anything above that, like, that's my 0, and it goes up from there.
Yeah.
So
that's at about a negative 736 for me. It's not quite at 0.
Well, for me, it's like X-Men is the bottom extreme, and the top extreme, I would say, is probably Days of Future Past. Actually,
it's probably one of the better of them. I really liked 1 and 2 when they came out, but I wasn't so heavy into the comics as I am now. I don't want to talk about this, because I'll talk about this for 5 minutes, and that's not even my movie, but yeah, I'm with you. And again, Oscar Isaac's playing Apocalypse! Yeah! Way to get talent! It's never a bad idea to bring in talent, and bringing in Oscar Isaac to play one of the biggest villains in comic book history.
And the less,
good on ya.
The less we see of J-Law, the better.
Okay, yeah.
I don't care. I hate Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, no, I know that you do.
As a performer.
Am I on my 7?
As a person. You're on your number 7, yes.
Batman v Superman.
It made your list.
It made my list.
Yay.
Yeah, I'm trying to make these lists non-biasly. By that I mean I got a lot of Marvel in the top 5. so I got to pepper in the DCs. Now let's talk about the marketing campaign. This movie I have waiting for Batman v Superman fatigue, because this movie was supposed to come out same time that Captain America 2 came out. Not Captain America 2. This movie was supposed to come out last July.
Wow.
It was. And then I got pushed to when Captain America 3 Civil War was supposed to come out to that exact same date. Feige's like, fuck you guys, we ain't moving, we were here first. And then Marvel, and then DC goes, yeah, we're going to move it to March. And everyone's like, they moved it up. Yeah, well, they moved it back a year before they moved it up, so it's not a big deal. What I'm saying is I've been hearing about this movie coming out for more than 2 years now. So, the first trailer dropped, the Comic-Con trailer that dropped was probably one of the best trailers of 2015. Really? Oh, God. That trailer was so good. This Comic-Con trailer. The one most recently that Doomsday's in was shit. That was not a good trailer. But the little spots they're throwing up now, I really liked that trailer. And this is a really weird marketing campaign because we've been waiting for it for so long. And because there's no more secrets. And I just want this movie to come out. And I want it. And I want to like it. Because I love Zack Snyder. And I think Man of Steel was a bad movie. Mm-hmm. And I don't want Zack Snyder to make bad comic book movies. And he already made Man of Steel. But I love 300. I love Watchmen, which I think is extremely underrated. I love that movie. So I want Man of Steel to be a fluke. Yeah. And I don't want that to be the tone of all the DC movies. And less than Suicide Squad, this is going to set the tone for the DC universe. Mm-hmm. So, the one I'm putting at 7 most anticipated, is the good version. This, if they rock it out, I'm not going to feel bad. If this movie is just as good as Man of Steel, I'm going to hate myself for putting it at number 7.
A couple things I want to say about it.
Ooh, that was a lot of stuff.
Jesse Eisenberg, Lex Luthor looks stupid.
Yep, that was garbage.
Yeah. That looks dumb.
I hope they sell it.
They're cramming a lot of superheroes in this movie. I didn't expect that. Yeah. And I'm not sure if that's going to be good or cheap. We'll see. But one thing I will say about this, it's no secret, we're huge Kevin Smith fanboys. huge. We've seen every Kevin Smith movie. We're wetting our pants, waiting to hear more about Clerks 3. Just...
and Mallrats 2 and Anti-Claus and all the other movies.
Too?
Yeah. Everyone's signed on to that. That's coming out before Clerks.
I just came, sorry. But that being said, the one thing that I'm curious to hear your opinion on, Kevin Smith has always said he would cast Ben Affleck in anything, especially Batman. What are your feelings about Batfleck so far?
I loved it at the start. I'm one of the 3 people on the internet. Now I'm now one of the 70 million people that are like, I loved it from the start. No, I actually did. Why? He's got a square chin. All right, cool. He can be Batman. Batman doesn't have it to be anything. Now, is Ben Affleck a good actor? Yes! Yes, he is a good actor.
He's proven that he's a good actor now.
Yeah, Gone Girl. Watch Gone Girl.
Argo.
Argo. I like Gone Girl more than Argo, but
no, so do I.
Or The Town. He's great in The Town. I think so. He's a really good actor, and he's got a square jaw.
Right. But the point I'm getting at, you're obviously a bigger DC fan than I am. I only watched Batman when it was on Cartoon Network when I was like 5 through 10.
Which is, of course, the best Batman, though. Batman animated series is one of the best animated series of all time.
That's where Mark Hamill started playing the Joker. And so that's my favorite Joker. But that being said, I'm not the biggest DC fan. I am not huge into Batman in general. So when I heard about Batfleck, I was skeptical, but then I remembered the hollowed Kevin Smith endorsement of playing Batman. So I trust Kevin Smith. I know he's made some shitty Jersey Girl movies, but
Red State.
I liked Red State.
Tusk.
I didn't see Tusk yet.
Don't.
But I trust his opinion on his friends.
And I do, and I trust Ben Affleck as an actor.
Yeah. He's earned my respect.
We haven't even made it into 5s yet. This is already a 20-minute video. We knew this coming in. Yeah. If you guys didn't know this coming in, this is going to be a 40, 50, fucking 60-minute video.
So, that was my number 7, and your number 7, right?
So we're on 6, and it's my turn.
Wrong way.
I'm on my 3rd drink since we started filming these. Number 6! Number 6! Warcraft! I'm so excited for this movie.
It made your list.
It did!
It didn't make mine.
I see that. You're having a cool list, too. I like it. But alright, so about Warcraft. Have you ever seen the movie Vikings? Or the show? Have you ever seen the show Vikings? An actor that I cannot remember right now playing Ragnar Lothbrok deserves this movie! Yeah. Holy shit!
If you haven't watched Vikings yet either.
Oh, watch Vikings. Yeah. Watch Vikings. I've not finished all of it.
I showed you my Renfest costume as a Viking.
Oh, yeah.
It's Ragnar.
Yeah, it's Ragnar Lothbrok. And that's a great character, and he's a great actor. He's like Charlie Hunnam, but better? Kind of a better version of Charlie Hunnam. He looks a lot like Charlie Hunnam. Yeah. But, okay, now, as much as Warcraft, yes, I have spent months of my life playing WoW. I have. But this isn't a World of Warcraft movie. This is about what the first RTS is about. This is when the humans met the orcs. And even though they're so alike, they're different because of their appearance and because of like 3 or 4 things. And even though they're both superpowers, this is a rock and a hard place going BAM! Yeah. That's what this is about. And I want that. Duncan Jones directing. I've only seen Duncan Jones make Moon, and I love Moon. He hasn't seen it. You need to see Moon if you haven't. I can't wait for this movie. And I feel like the reason why some other video game movies aren't on this list is video game movies suck.
Yeah.
Period.
That was going to be part of my 2 cents.
Yeah. And I agree with that. I
like Super Mario Brothers.
I don't.
That's an unpopular
I think that's one of the worst movies of all time.
I know it's bad. I like it anyway.
Oh, it's so bad. But anyways, I think this can be the tide. Because this isn't Michael Bay making this. This is a auteur. This is one of those directors that, this is his first big budget. He usually does little artsy-fartsy films. This is the right kind of guy to show us, here you go. Yeah. And I think this can be the Iron Man, or even the X-Men, the first X-Men of video game movies.
There are bits and pieces of the trailers in this movie that remind me a lot of the plots of like Last Samurai or Pocahontas, where you have the one guy in the indigenous tribe who's trying to find the middle ground.
Yeah.
And maybe prevent a war.
Yeah.
And part of that rings a little false to me. It's sort of Avatar-y, but
I think the CGI looks phenomenal.
Oh, the CGI looks fantastic.
Phenomenal.
And I was a big fan of the original Warcraft games. I played Warcraft 2 Battle.net Edition for years.
You speak my language, son.
For years.
Yeah,
So,
there you go. Fuck StarCraft.
Zug.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not gonna start doing this.
Zug.
Just hit it with the dragons. Why are they making anything but dragons? Like the dragons are the best. Just keep hitting.
Just spawn them.
Yeah, just spawn the dragons. Dragon Stomp
man.
was invented in
Remember Age of Empires?
We're not doing this. We're not going to RTS route right now. We're making a movie video.
Okay. So that was your number 6.
And I don't neither remember something I haven't stopped playing.
My 6 is Secret Life of Pets, which we already talked about.
Yay! It made your 6?
Yeah.
You have not done enough research for this list. Really? It made 6?
It made 6.
I'm going to jump up like 12
Here's
movies
why.
out of this list.
The main reason why this is so high up on my list is because Louis C.K. doing voice acting. Any work that Louis C.K. gets, I'm going to endorse wholeheartedly.
He's one of the most talented people in Hollywood.
Have you seen the most recent version of his most recent season of his show yet?
The last one I saw was the one with the Hungarian girlfriend season.
Yeah, that season
is phenomenal.
Is so good.
It's so good.
So good.
That arc is amazing.
That show in general is fantastic.
He does his own editing. Do you realize that?
Yeah.
That he writes, directs, and edits.
Yeah.
He's a masterful genius. And the thing about Louis C.K. is Louis, the show Louis, is the most heart-wrenching, makes me want to kill myself show,
and you
/ hilarious.
And you see other comedians are starting to take the idea of
trying to
building plots. They're stealing it. It's a stolen idea.
I like Masters of None. Sorry, keep going.
I like Master of None too.
Okay, good.
The episode about the parents.
Oh, good.
Anyway,
yeah.
There's a growing trend, and Jim Jeffries has done this too. He builds a plot around his stand-up bits.
Yep.
And Louis C.K., I think he's the first to do that.
Oh, he is.
And it's brilliant. I want to see more of it. I just wish it wasn't so blatant. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if Dane Cook did something like that, I'd probably watch it.
Okay, we're talking about Louis C.K., but we already did talk about Secret Lives of Pets about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think we have to talk too much more about
Louis C.K., that's pretty much the main thing I need to say about it.
And him as a voice actor, I love his voice. I think he'd be really good, and I'm excited for that movie. And that's marketing campaign, which I'll really get into for number 2. But right now we're on 5?
5, you're 5.
Oh
wait, my 5.
Yeah, you're 5.
My number 5.
Number 5!
Gambit.
Made your list. That's gonna be one of the honorable mentions.
A Gambit movie is way overdue. That's all I really have to say about it. The casting decision to have Channing Tatum is a bit weird.
I think it's a good idea as long as he can pull off the hardest accent of all time. Cajun is the hardest accent, and you're gonna get somebody who's been proving himself to break into the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Channing Tatum has gone leagues. He has made strides as an actor. And now he is a decent
he started out as a dancer.
And now he's a decent actor.
And
you're going to give him the hardest accent of all time? I'm really curious.
I'm excited. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. It made number 5.
It's on my honorable mentions, so now I don't have to mention it. Now, the thing with Gambit is, yes, he's a really, really interesting character. He's not the biggest character in the Marvel Universe. He's not one of them.
He was a huge part of the X-Men cartoons that I grew up
with. X-Men
with.
cartoons, and he has an extremely fascinating backstory. Now, if they go with them, they go with them. I think it's going to be impossible to make a Gambit movie without Rogue. But maybe they will. We don't know what they're doing with it, and it has to come out soon. I think they're going to kick it to 2017. I think we're going to be bringing this up in about a year. I honestly do, because they haven't talked about making it yet. And it's supposed to come out, and they just lost a director too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but they got a better one. So,
I mean, still, when a change is made that drastic, it automatically pushes things back.
Yes.
One more thing I want to say that's slightly unrelated. The thing that made me most attracted to Gambit as a character, the Super Nintendo video game X-Men and Spider-Man. If you haven't played it, check it out. It's got
I played it on the arcade system.
yeah, and it's got a Wolverine level, a Gambit level, a Spider-Man level, a Cyclops level. It's really cool.
It's a really good video game.
Yeah.
A lot of the SNES superhero games are actually really great.
Yeah, even the Batman Beyond one.
Oh, that was great. Great.
Forever.
Let's talk about number 5.
Number 5.
My number 5 is Doctor Strange. As I said, I have a lot of Marvel movies coming up at my bottom of my list, and yes, number 5 is one of them.
Oh, the first image was just released
A couple days ago, and it's amazing. Now let's talk about Benedict Cumberbatch. Holy shit, I can't believe he's playing Stephen Strange. Done! I think this guy is built for this role. Originally, Joaquin Phoenix was going to play him.
Really?
And he was actually almost signed. He, wrote the J. And then he's like, I have to go rap for a while. I don't know what I'm picturing anytime he's not doing a movie, he's having a train wreck. Then he comes back and does a movie. That's how I picture Joaquin Phoenix. And then he goes and has a train wreck, comes back, and he's like, I'm way too good for these commercial movies. And I was like, dang it, he's a really good actor, although I can't really picture him playing Stephen Strange. Who do you think would be a really talented actor who's tall with a longer face, who can rock a very booming voice, and can pull off saying something by the eye of Agamotto?
The guy who played Khan in
Yes!
Star Trek?
Yes, the guy who plays Sherlock Holmes. It was an amazing rendition of Sherlock. And I felt like I didn't realize how much I wanted Benedict Cumberbatch to play Strange until I saw it. Now, until they gave it to me. Now, this is a movie written and directed by a guy who usually does horror movies, and I'm really excited for that because this is horror. It's going into alternate dimensions with really powerful magic stuff, and you're fighting the mindless ones, and hopefully one of the bad guys is going to be Dormammu, who's a giant intergalactic or interdimensional just madman who eats dimensions like. This can be a really dark movie, and I'm fucking pumped. I'm just as hyped if I was for Ant-Man, and Ant-Man was great, and it doesn't have the problems behind the screens that Ant-Man had. Anyways.
What's the, this is unrelated also, but what's the guy that they sort of developed in the Incredible Hulk, the leader?
The leader.
Yeah. I would be more interested to see something involving that character.
I can't believe they still haven't gave us, and they have problems with the rights issues for Hulk. Disney can make them, but somebody else has to distribute them. It's like something stupid like that. Somebody else has the distributing rights, and that's why we haven't got another Incredible Hulk movie. But yes, I would love to see another leader, and I thought that was a good origin story for the leader, and they really set up Hulk's main bad guy. If you don't know who the leader is in the comics, the leader is just as smart as the Hulk is strong.
Right.
Which is one of the coolest sentences ever. So, anyways, that has nothing to do with anything. Number 4.
It's marvelous.
Number 4.
And you go first.
Oh, man. My face is just red. Just been talking a lot. My number 4 is Passengers. Have you heard about this movie?
I've not.
Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. It's going to come out during Oscar season of next year, so it's an Oscar baiting movie. And I believe Chris Pratt needs one of those, because if 2015 taught us anything, it's that this guy can star in movies. And if 2014 taught us anything, it is that Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing.
Well, also Zero Dark 30 was 2014, wasn't it?
Yeah, 13. But yeah, either way, Chris Pratt's really talented, and I'm glad he's getting this role. And what this role is it's a sci-fi movie. It's an Oscar-baiting sci-fi movie, right? It's going to be a couple hundred years for them to get to this one planet, and the engineer wakes up early, and he knows that he's just going to sit here and tell everyone else, and he's just going to age. He's just going to die. So he wakes up Jennifer Lawrence. Just like, hey, you're going to die with me. Yeah! Holy shit premise! I love that premise! And yes, I'm really pumped for this movie, and that's why it made my top 5.
Your sell of it kind of makes me wish I'd read more about it.
Alright, you're 4.
And my number 4 is Captain America Civil War. I wish that the Civil War got its own movie.
It is.
No, but I mean, like, I wish they'd have saved some of that Avengers movie money for it.
Oh, okay.
Because I know inherently the Avengers movies are more expensive than any of the standalone superhero movies. So Captain America: Civil War, I mean, it's gonna be its own movie. You're right.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna have the ridiculous list of superheroes on either side that we could have if we'd wait.
Are having a ridiculous list.
Spider-Man's gonna be in it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I haven't seen him in any of
This is yeah, exactly, because they're Luke Skywalker-ing him. Yes, let me tell you, this is a ridiculous list. We're getting War Machine, we're getting Black Panther, we're getting Spider-Man, we're getting Vision, we're getting Black Widow.
Are the X-Men involved?
No, they don't have the rights for X-Men.
I know, but they should have waited until they could.
Yeah, but I don't think they're ever going to because people keep putting Apocalypse on their lists. But I'm saying this is called Avengers 2.5, so what a lot of people are calling this. This is having a giant cast.
Okay.
Hawkeye. Everyone pretty much is in it except for Thor and Hulk. But they don't need it, though. Falcon, you name it.
The
I'll be
trailers
talking about this
sick, though.
Yes.
The trailers are really selling it.
I'll be talking about this movie in about a minute. So, do you got anything else to say about Civil War before I talk about Civil War?
No, go ahead.
Oh, look, this is your number 3 now.
Oh, yeah, my number 3
So,
first.
let's go to number 3. Number 3!
Just found out about this. Star Wars Rogue One.
Ha! 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 Do you read anything up on it?
Nope.
Star Wars Rogue One!
I saw the list, I asked you about it, and you're like, oh, it's about the Rogue Squadron capturing the plans for the first Death Star. And I was like, done, number 3.
Yeah, okay, I'll be talking about Star Wars again, too. Civil War! Number 3. Now, as I said, this... Oh my god! Scarlet Witch. Literally every big Marvel character except for Hulk and Thor. And as far as I can tell, they really are trying to follow the Civil War comic. Now, if you haven't read the Civil War comic, do it. If you're not a comic book fan, do it. I read this before I was a comic book fan, and it helped get me into mainstream comics. It was written by Mark Millar, the guy who wrote The Secret Service, guy who wrote Kick-Ass, the guy who wrote a lot of Nemesis, if you remember, it's right there.
Also,
it's up there.
Also, one thing real quick. A good setup before you embark on the epic journey that is Civil War. Check out the graphic novel Marvels.
Yeah!
It's a really good, quick introduction to what mutants are and the whole mutant registration issue before you get into the Civil War.
Yes. Now, the mutant registration issue, it's actually the superhero registration issue. And now another thing about...
Really.
Yes and yes. X-Men in the comics said, I'm not having any part of any of this. And they kind of backed up and they had their own little internal struggle, which is why I'm okay with them not having the rights to the X-Men before this. The Mutant Registration Act can be an X-Men movie, and it already was. It was a really bad one.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't acknowledging it.
Yeah, but what Civil War really is about, and I know I'm going to sound like a right-wing nut, but it is kind of Second Amendment gun rights. It is, I have this power, and they're like, okay, you can't do it without registering yourself and the government telling you where to aim it.
Right.
And even though that isn't 100% gun rights, it's kind of sprinkled over there, but I love Civil War for that. And then you've got your street-level heroes that have to take their masks off, like Superman, like Daredevil, who some of them they can't add into the movies. But that's what makes Civil War such a big thing, right. Is some of these people can't register. Like Daredevil can't tell everyone he's Matt Murdock's. And that's what makes Civil War is interesting. Now what they're doing it with Bucky and his love for Bucky. And everyone wants him down.
But also at the center of the conflict, you're still going to have Iron Man and Captain America.
Yes.
Which is the most important thing, really.
Yes. Thank you for bringing me back to the movies. The trailer was amazing. It's probably right up there with the Comic-Con trailer of Batman v Superman, and I'll be talking about another trailer that is probably my favorite of 2015. But anyways, we've been talking so long. Jesus Christ, I'm so jumbled. When Bucky and Captain America are fighting Iron Man at the end of that trailer, I came. Semen was in my pants, because that was one of the best sequences I've ever seen filmed.
I just remember making them all rats too.
Yeah, right?
That's my favorite Kevin Smith film.
I can't believe we're still talking.
Okay, moving on.
Number 2! 2.
2. We can do this one at the same time.
Deadpool! Did you look to see if it was my 2?
I did.
Okay. What I was just saying about trailers, the Deadpool trailers have been blowing it out of the water. I was talking about how good the Star Wars marketing campaign is. Deadpool's marketing campaign's better.
You know, I'd say this sounds like an infomercial, but not a good one. You know, more shake
weight.
weight.
The fact that this is helmed by Fox is terrifying me. But holy crap, does it look like they got it right? They got it so right. And holy shit, we're gonna get a Deadpool movie.
And even references the fact that he played the fucking Green Lantern.
And Deadpool already.
Yeah,
and don't sew my mouth shut.
Turn me into Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, oh my god, am I excited for Deadpool. This movie looks great. You talk about it. I've been talking for like 10 minutes.
You've pretty much said everything. The marketing for it's been fantastic. If you haven't seen the billboards that have been surfacing lately, phrasing it as a romantic comedy for Valentine's Day so you can get your girlfriend to let you buy tickets for it. Boom!
I watched it.
Fantastic.
Somebody posted this text log between him and his girlfriend, and it was just like, hey, you want to go see Deadpool? And it's like, what's that about? And he sends a picture of the billboard, and it's like, it's about a guy who has cancer, and he goes through, he's in love with his girlfriend, he has cancer, but so he can keep seeing her, goes through giant body modifications, and even though he turns out horribly disfigured, he now has to protect her from somebody else who's endangering their relationship, and I was like, you genius motherfucker.
Yeah, the last I was excited for this movie since it was announced, but mostly because of having played Marvel Ultimate Alliance, because he's got some really good quips in that one.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And also then when the video game was announced, and then the teaser that they made, like all that has just been building and building and building. But I really wish I had a system that was compatible with the Deadpool game. I don't. So I can't play it and get some more of that delicious Ryan Reynolds voice Deadpool being a smartass.
So, anyways, we can keep talking about Deadpool, but we shouldn't. I'm really excited for Deadpool. I think it's... The only thing that's worrying me is that it's Fox.
Yeah. And
that Negasonic Teenage Warhead doesn't have warhead powers or anything like that. She's a psychic, but whatever, I think it over myself. Number 1!
You do your number 1 first.
Star Wars Rogue One is my number 1. Why? Because it's a Star Wars movie.
Yeah. Even if
what else do you want to talk about?
It's not mainline, but maybe that's going to be better.
I'm really excited for them.
Maybe we could get a whole universe of peripheral films.
I think it would be great. Cool. And I think that the idea of making these anthology films is inspired.
Well, because you were a big fan of Clone Wars, right?
I love Clone Wars.
So it's a true testament that these peripheral things can take off on their own.
The biggest problem about Star Wars is that it's a small universe.
Right.
By that I mean everyone's related to fucking everybody. That Darth Vader made C-3PO. That Boba Fett's a fucking clone. I hate it. I really do. And I hate a lot of the small universe. Yes, Luke being Vader's son is a small universe thing, and that was amazing. But I like Clone Wars for showing us how big this universe was. So, I want these anthology films to show us all these little amazing stories that happened in the background. I'm really pumped for Star Wars Rogue One. It's going to be about a band of rebels called the Rogue Squadron stealing the Death Star plans. Go ahead and talk about your number 1 as I eat this pickle.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I am arguably the biggest Harry Potter fan that I know personally. I have met one person in my life who has been able to combat me on knowledge of the books.
My girlfriend, maybe?
No.
She loves him.
That's my friend from Texas.
Okay.
Anyway, we have occasionally we'll text each other and be like, hey, what's this? And then the other will be like, it's this. That was easy. And like we stump each other sometimes, but it's even keel. So I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. I've grown up with them. I've been reading them since I was 10. I've reread the books 7 times, 8 times, somewhere in there.
Wow.
The 7th book I've read more than any of them, just because I was so excited for the 7th movies to come out, the 7th and 8th movies. So, that being said, I have a lot of expectations for bad things about this movie, as many as I do good things. The plot isn't something we've read already. We don't know what's going to happen.
But J.K. Rowling wrote it.
Yeah, she wrote it. So the fact that J.K. wrote it is amazing. Joanne Kathleen, good job. But I'm not sure what to expect, but that's exciting. That's an exciting thing, because I mean, people disagree with me. People who like Mike Newell don't like David Yates as a director. So David Yates is directing this one. He also directed the last four Harry Potter movies. I like his directing style. I like how he's handled the franchise. I like the creative direction of the last 4 movies. So
and those are some of the better ones,
yeah,
in my opinion.
In my opinion, too. Yeah. And, I mean, excluding the 6th one, because that one was actually pretty bad. Except for a few...
Which one's the 6th one?
The one where it's all about Harry's development of relationships and Ron and Hermione being lovey-dovey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one.
All right.
But all the key important parts, like major character deaths and stuff like that, have been executed perfectly. So, I have a lot of high hopes for Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Eddie Redmayne, maybe a little better than Jupiter Ascending, but I haven't seen Theory of Everything, so...
Isn't it funny that Eddie Redmayne's a dirty word around me? I'm like, yeah, that was a good movie, but...
the fact that it takes place in 20s America will be interesting.
Yeah, just 20s New York sounds great.
Yeah, because of her Britain-centric view on the wizarding world has been appropriate, and it's been great, and I learned a lot about British culture from reading the books, and from, watching Doctor Who and stuff like that. But there's, more importantly, she is going to expand on her American view of the wizarding world. Which
I never thought about that.
Yeah, but it's
how this isn't taking place.
It's always been a thing. It's always been a thing where people have been like, well, what about the Americans? And she's been like, this is a story about British wizards and other wizards. The Americas have their own things. They don't need to have everything.
And here we go.
And now we are finally getting some for us Americans.
I never thought about that, and that made me a lot more excited. Not more excited than Secret Life of Pets, but...
let's go to honorable mentions.
I got it written right here, Fantastic Beasts. It was number 10, literally, until I remembered Civil War.
Yeah.
So Fantastic Beasts was going to be my number 10, so I wasn't completely ignoring it. Honorable mentions. Finding Dory is going to come out.
I wasn't a huge fan of Finding Nemo.
I wasn't a huge fan of Finding Nemo. That's why it's my mention. Thank you. I wasn't a giant fan. It's a good movie. It's a Pixar movie. It's a good movie. But no, it's not on my... we got Independence Day 2. I still unadulteratedly love Independence Day. The first trailer wasn't really that great. We reviewed the trailer. We can throw a link of it in our description. But just because of my love for number 1, which it is huge, I had to mention it.
Now, you're not a Trekkie.
I'm not a Trekkie.
I'm a Trekkie. I love the original series. I really liked the first 2 Star Trek movies that came out, and I am really excited for this next Star Trek. Not enough to make it into my top 10 most anticipated, though.
And the trailer was something
exists. It's okay. Now. It's okay. There wasn't a whole lot to be excited about. That's kind of how I felt about the second one, too, though.
Yeah.
It was something that's going to be worth seeing, not something to be super excited about, not enough to pay primetime dollars to go see.
In my 2 cents about the new Star Trek movie is I love Galaxy Quest. Okay, moving on.
I love Galaxy Quest.
Hail Caesar.
Yeah, that was originally on my consideration.
I literally have it written right here as in between 5 and 10. It was supposed to be on my list. Again, a lot of things got bumped off my list. It's a Coen Brothers movie. I love Coen Brothers. I can't think of a Coen Brothers movie I don't love. I can think of one. All right, I can think of one I like. Okay, one I like. But either way, Coen Brothers usually knock it out of the park. But you know what scared me about this movie? That it didn't come out 2 weeks ago. It's not coming out during Oscar season. It's coming out in February, where movies go to die. And that scared me. It really did.
But it also gives a testament to how little some directors think about receiving awards.
But they don't. But they're not in charge of that. The studios are. The studio chose when to come out. And they said, fuck it, February.
Right, but what I'm saying is, I know that the production studios have more of a hand in that than the director or any of the artists involved, but it does say something about a studio as a whole or individuals who don't care about awards. They're more concerned with making the product than
I guess. And, they already got, 4 wins or 4 noms? They got 4 something. It is the Coen Brothers. But anyways, I am excited for Hail Caesar, and I hope we will be doing a review of that soon.
Mm-hmm. There was a documentary that was made, I think it was about 10 years ago, maybe 8 or 9. But it's about a group of best friends growing up, or brothers maybe, I'm not sure. Growing up, they made a shot-for-shot remake of Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. This is a documentary called Raiders. and there's a documentary about these two boys growing up, and over the course of, I think it's like 15 years, making a shot-for-shot remake of Indiana Jones: Raiders of the Lost Ark.
That like makes me smile. So
yeah, and it was shown around in a circuit like 10 years ago. Some of our friends went to see it at the Fargo Film Festival that long ago, and they were not able to get release rights from LucasArts because the copyright issues, the obvious copyright concerns.
Yeah.
But
and LucasArts is a regime,
right.
if anything.
And allegedly, I've just seen this on a list of releases TBA for this year. Raiders is on that list. So something is happening with that title, and they are planning a release of it of some kind, and I'm so excited to see it.
Yep. Something that didn't make my list that actually was at one point, holy shit, 7 on my list, and it got knocked up, is BFG, the big friendly giant. Spielberg's making a movie with Bill Hader as a giant. Holy shit, this sounds like the most magical thing I've ever heard of, and I can't wait to see it. And it's a Roald Dahl book, children's book. So it got knocked off because of all the comic book movies that are on my list. But BFG, I am really excited for it.
I'm just hoping it's more Matilda and less Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh. All right, you said Charlie, not Willy Wonka.
Yeah, exactly. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is a feat. That's
a
great movie.
It's a hell of a movie.
Gene Wilder. Don't touch it. Don't touch my Gene Wilder. But we can touch my Johnny Depp all you want, because that...
Do you got one more thing you were going to say?
Yeah, there is a musical that was released this summer called Hamilton by Lin-Manuel Miranda. I talked about this in my my best of 2015 top 5. Lin-Manuel Miranda, composer, did musicals like 21 Jump Street and In the Heights and Hamilton. Hamilton has been sweeping everything. It's going to win the Grammy for Best Musical, which they only give one out every year for musical theater.
Yeah.
And he won the 2009 for In the Heights Best Musical Grammy. And you cannot get tickets to this show. You cannot. You have to chop off your arms and give them to a scalper to get tickets for the show.
Wow.
It's fucking impossible. And the soundtrack is amazing. You can get it on Amazon for like $20.
And you haven't seen this?
No, I have just listened to it a billion times.
Wow. That's a testament.
Yeah, it's the story of Alexander Hamilton, founding father, architect of the U.S. bank system, assassinated by Aaron Burr, right-hand man to George Washington during the Revolutionary War. Just look it up on YouTube. Watch some clips of it. It's a rap and R&B musical mainly.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's really fantastic. It's so good. Everyone loves this show. Even people who don't like musical theater have been getting into this show.
That's cool.
And the reason I'm bringing this up for my honorable mentions is because they have been urging the fan base not to pirate this musical, not to sneak in a video camera, videotape it, and release it online for people to watch for free. Please don't do that. We are going to release a performance DVD for our fans. We know tickets are hard to get. We know people are excited about this show. Please give us the time to give you a DVD once like the show has died down a little bit, so that we can keep our cast paid, keep everybody who deserves credit for this show to get it, and then we'll release a DVD. And I'm never the person to talk about copyright problems, and because I have a lot of issues with the U.S. copyright system, but I do.
Yeah.
There's a lot to hate about it. But the one thing I will say about this is that when you release a DVD or a Blu-ray of something, you are inherently opening yourself up to piracy issues and losing money. So the longer they wait, the more money they can get for their live performances, and then they can sacrifice some of that foregone money to release a DVD to the fans, which they are going to do, hopefully this year. And that's why it's in my honorable mentions, because it's not officially announced. It's just a thing they're talking about.
Okay. There you go. That's our honorable mentions in 2016.
We got it in under an hour.
You got it done. Barely under an hour. Holy crap. Thank you for watching this. If you watched it, holy crap. If you're one person who made it all the way through, you deserve
a beer.
A beer. Yeah. So, there you go. I'm really excited for this year. I'm excited to do another year of this. The fact that this is our second most anticipated video is crazy, in my opinion. I think it's crazy.
I'm excited for some things that we've got in the mix, some things that we're planning for this year.
Yes, and I'm excited for Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And if you've watched us this last year, thank you for watching. The people, I know at least a couple people that watch every one of our videos.
Yeah.
That is the most craziest thing for me.
Yeah, and
It
the
is
people,
insane.
and the people who've been providing us with criticisms, assuredly your criticisms are valuable.
You are.
Yes.
Even if they're negative.
Yes.
We're not fucking amazing. Like, we get that. We have problems. Tell us our problems. Thank you. And tell us what we are doing right, because we need a little bit of good
Give us
criticism.
recommendations. Talk to us.
Yes.
We love the feedback.
And I know a couple of you that watch a lot of our videos that have never told us a movie you want us to review. Do it. Tell us. If there's any movies we're missing right now that fly by, that we have a chance to watch, let us know.
Yeah.
And even your old classics, we will sit down and we'll watch an old movie and we'll look at it with our eyes today.
Yeah.
And we'll give a non-biased opinion on these movies.
After the Oscars, we are going to have a drought, so
Yeah.
we're going to need recommendations.
We'll be doing reviews for movies like Jupiter Ascending. Yep. Like last year, where we had to watch crap for 6 months. And I have to, ask you so nicely to come watch Get Hard with me. You know?
Spy.
And Spy. I liked Spy. Okay, there we go. Put a normal face on. Thank you for watching. Click like if you didn't like. We're still under an hour. And have a good 2016. We'll see you guys very soon.
The boys in the hood are always hard. Come talking that trash, we'll pull your car. Knowing nothing in life but to be legit. Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit.